So let's check and see how our gorgon is doing. We're about 2 minutes away. And we've got about 35 minutes until our militia is complete. And as you can see, I was roughly maxed on my health earlier. Now that conquer cost me 25 health. As far as the techs go, at this stage it might be beneficial to at least get level 1 fast build, which you'll find in your blacksmith, because that way at least you can use your mana up, and it's not just sitting there, and you can accelerate your command center. And we're going to be wanting to upgrade our barracks as well as soon as the command center is a little farther advanced, because here, let me tap this empty square here. The next major thing we're going to want is an archery range, which, as you can see, the requirements are level 5 barracks and level 5 gold mine. So we're going to be very happy to get our build management when we rank up. And there you go, it just informed me that there are new reports, which means our gorgon fight is complete. And let's see how it worked out. It worked. So the python, at the very least, can defeat level 1 overwhelming gorgons. How many rounds did it take? 14 rounds. You can see at the top. So let's review this fight report just so that you can understand everything that's going on. It gives you all the info. It tells you where the coordinates from where that it was sent, and what troops were sent in the red top box here. So we sent one python, lost 0, and remain with 0. Remain with 1. And then the green box shows what our target was, and this was a gorgon at 2746013. There were 4,582 of them, and they were all killed. And then it goes through, shows you the battlefield. That number means the length of the battlefield. So that's something we can go into in more detail when we're not trying to teach the very first moves. It's a little more advanced, but it is an important number, and when you get in more and more into the game, you'll see it has to do with the range and speed of the combatants involved. Basically, gorgons are slow but have a long range, so they're kind of like archers. We call them ranged troops. So bowmen, long bowmen, axors, anything that comes from the archery range. And then gorgons, lizards. Lizards are the most common and probably the strongest ranged troop there are. And then your pythons are also pythons, red dragons, and hydra are all have pretty good range as well. So let's scroll down to the bottom here. I'll go slowly so the screen doesn't lag too much. And you can see, if you're brand new, you just got your first reputation points, 91 points, and you got 200 attack points, which is going to increase the strength of your attacks. We gained 1,006 and 443, so 1,006 gold and 443 gold, and we captured 458 gorgons. So you've got your first monsters you've captured, and your first reputation points, and your first attack points. So congratulations. Now our python is back, and let's go ahead and send out another attack. Let's go ahead and mark this gorgon. Gorgon level 1, we'll call it. So the whole goal at this point with conquering the gorgons is the gorgons are ranged troops, and ranged troops do well against fast troops because of that battlefield length scenario that we discussed before. So the idea is going to be that I want to get, up to about 40,000 gorgons. I don't necessarily have to conquer the whole time to get that many, because I'm going to be repping up as I go, and so I'll be able to, once I hit a certain level, I'll be able to buy them on the market, and if I've been saving my gems, that is a good use of your gems. If you get up to, it might be Viscount or something like that, at the level you have to get to in order to buy and sell gorgons on the market, that's a decent use of your gems, because 40,000 gorgons can attack. I believe you can get away with level 1 or 2 Black Widows. It might even be level 3, but when we get there, I'll include that in a tutorial and make sure I got all my research right, and so I don't steer you wrong. And I also have a calculator that I will teach you and run through an example of, that shows you exactly what you need to, exactly how many troops you would need to conquer a given size mob of monsters. And well, we're waiting 18 minutes before our militia complete. I built some spies that went quickly, and if I have the gold and the food, to double up the barracks, and that way speed up the process at which my militia are building. So let's go ahead and actually see what it would cost us to match the militia we're building in the other, match the time the militia that we're building in the other barracks. So we have about 16 minutes worth of militia, and just hit the minus button here. You can go ahead and type in if you want, but this is a good way. I'm just sort of watching the time there. 16 minutes. Let's go a little less, so we're not waiting on it. Well, okay, let's go for an extra 14 and a half minutes. So go ahead and recruit those, so that will speed up our ability to go fight militia. Because for those of you that haven't found it, didn't get super lucky and find an egg on your first search, that's going to be key. So there you see the command center is complete. My recommendation is to continue upgrading the command center at this stage, especially if you haven't found a faction monster. So I'm going to upgrade it. It's going to take 40 minutes to complete that, and so I'm going to leave it there. Although, let's go ahead and check something out here. I'm going to actually show you my browser here, the desktop, where I have the Pocket Empire's website, pocketplate.com, up on here. And let's go ahead and look at that page. You can do this on your phone. I'm using the computer because it's easier in this particular scenario. And I do recommend checking out online. A lot of alliances have websites. My alliance definitely does. So as you can see, the first rank up is going to be Knight, and you're going to basically need 1,000 reputation points. So this character I'm using right now has a lot more rep, so it's not really going to count. But as you can see with these attacks so far, 91 rep and 40 reps, so we're at about 131 rep. Now, the different monsters that you attack, like the gorgons that we're using to attack with, they don't give you a lot of reputation. Black widows give you the most reputation gain of anything you attack. So that is why, part of the reason why they're so popular, because you can rep up very quickly, rank up very, very fast when you attack Black Widows. Gargoyles aren't bad as far as reputation goes. Lizards aren't spectacular, but obviously it's a good balance because gaining lizards are very helpful. You generally, when you're finally up to attacking and conquering overwhelming level 10 Black Widows, which can be in size up to 4.2 million Black Widows, anywhere between 2.1 million and 4.2 million Black Widows, you're always going to use, almost always going to use lizards. You can use gorgons to attack Black Widows. You just need more of them. For instance, if you're going to be attacking overwhelming level 10 Black Widows, you're going to need, at first, before you have any attack research done, with all your research, all your attack techs and defense techs at 0, you're going to need roughly 3.2 million lizards. When you attack an overwhelming level 10 Black Widow, you're going to send 1 militia and 3.2 million lizards. If you have gorgons and you want to attack Black Widows at that level, you're going to need about 5 million gorgons. And I've seen people use 1 militia plus 1 battering ram.